All right, y'all. It's the Nonsense and Deep Thoughts podcast.
Okay, well, here we are.
Let's go Mets.
on to baseball season, right? So,
oh my lord.
Yo, you know what we're gonna have to do? We're gonna have to get an image for the sports portion of the Nonsense and Deep Thoughts podcast. So we're gonna branch off and we're gonna do our own little separate sports episodes as specials. Maybe we're gonna have to get a new image. So that's first things first.
Probably.
Second things first.
Ouch.
These are not the circumstances we wanted to be coming on here tonight.
You just said Philadelphia's going to go quite a while.
No, they're not.
This is not what I expected at all.
Yeah, no. I was hoping to come in here and be happy.
Yeah, so, well, even if we lost, I expected it to be a tight game. I expected it to be exciting. I expected some sort of fire from the Giants.
Right, and flat from the jump.
Right from the jump. I don't know if it's some kind of Philly curse where we just cannot perform in Philly, but it's like they didn't even want to be there.
Right.
Now, right from I totally expected a lot more messages throughout this game. I'm going to tell you that right now. I expected you to be messaging me constantly, but I will say we have differing opinions on that first drive for the Giants. Where they went for that fourth down, we have differing opinions on that.
I get why I get my side of it for why they went for it. Like, you have to respond there no matter what. You have to put points on the board there, and the only way you do it is if you go for it on fourth down. You don't get any points there, you've already lost.
See, I think differently than that.
I don't. Not the way that Philly offense, dude. They did whatever they wanted to that defense today.
They really did. And in that first drive, especially. And
if they wanted to run it, they'd run it for 8 yards at a clip. If they wanted to pass it, they got two people open.
And I understand you saying that if you want to be in that game, you need to score points in that first drive. I get it. But from where they were at on the field, I think punting the ball and pinning them within the 10-yard line would have been a lot better play than going for it on 4th and 8. If it was 4th and less than 5, okay, maybe. To me, maybe. But I think that's a big, big gamble because then they gave them such great field position and an opportunity to go up by 2 touchdowns, which they did. They took advantage fully, and they went up by 2 touchdowns. You go up by 2 touchdowns in a playoff game in the first quarter. Where's the morale? Where's the morale for the Giants right after that?
It's gone.
Because the offense was barely on the field. That defense on the first 2 drives, they were out there forever. So they're already getting winded. They're already in their own heads like, what's this offense doing to keep us on us on the sideline? What are they doing?
First off, they didn't have to worry about staying on the sideline because they never got off the fucking bus.
Yeah.
Like, that defense was non-existent today.
Listen, I sent a tweet out. I was like, did somebody tell the Giants defense to come out of the locker room? Did they tell them the game started already? Like, what is going on here?
Unreal.
And I get it. On paper, the Eagles have a much better team. They're one of the top wide receiver duos in the league. I get that. Miles Sanders is a great running back, but I don't think he's like top of the league running back, is he? I don't think he should have done to us. I don't think he should have done to us what he did to us.
Well, Jalen Hurts running the ball helps that. Everything they run is a run pass option
RPO,
where he can pull the ball, run it himself, or pass it.
I feel like they didn't really do the RPO that much tonight, though. I really don't.
They did a lot. A lot of those big runs, he had the option to pull out, and you could see it. He was reading the defense. I don't know.
Pull out better than I do.
Even like Saquon on our first drive, you could see it after his one decent run. Like, they zoomed in on his face, and I looked at his face, and I was like, "That it's not it." That's not it. They don't have it today. And they all had that flat look on their face. Like there was no fire.
What was it? Were they scared? Were they nervous? What do you think the deal was with that?
I don't know. There's no excuse for any of it. You're playing with house money. You're not supposed to be here. All the pressure is on Philly to win this game.
Yeah.
You're not expected to do anything. This is what was expected.
Yeah.
All you have to do is come out and play your ass off.
Which I think is why Dayball went for it on 4th and 8 on that first drive, because he in his mind was playing with house money. And he's like, we're going to do this. We're going to go for it because everyone expects us to get our asses handed to us.
Right.
I didn't expect the Giants to lose a third time to the Eagles. And if they did lose a third time to the Eagles, I thought that they would have kept it a lot closer, especially after the Week 18 performance. But Jalen Hurts performed a lot better than he did in Week 18.
The coaches knew they were playing with house money. I don't think the players did. The players looked like they had the pressure on them.
Yeah, something
when there was none.
I don't know if it's because they were flying high off of last week and they're like, yo, we played really good. We got to get this now. This is a division rival. We got to do this. I mean, I guess at the end of the day, the team is still fairly young. They got a lot of young players. You could tell tonight that a lot of our receivers were guys who were never expected to be number ones, number twos.
They couldn't get open.
Yeah,
they couldn't get open.
They couldn't create space at all tonight, at all. And
they could not get open at all.
A lot of people are going to put this on Daniel Jones, and to me, it's not. First off, his receivers couldn't get separation at all, and second off, I was watching from my father's house. We were watching. He's an Eagles fan. I'm a Giants fan, and I would tell him on every play, I'm like, look at this. Just watch what's happening. He snaps the ball. He takes his drop back, and like the defensive linemen are in sync with him. He doesn't even set, and the linemen are on him. The defensive line is on him before he even sets every single play. You can't win a game like that. You can't.
That begs the question: is it just Philly's that good? Like this year, they're just that good. I hate to say
admit
it,
it. Yeah,
they looked good.
Right? They did.
I haven't watched a lot of Philly games this year, and I've talked a lot of shit. But they looked good.
We're supposed to talk shit.
They looked good. I don't know. I mean, they obviously they could beat San Francisco if it comes to that.
You think so? That was going to be my question. Is
I want to see that game. I want to see that game.
Philly and San Fran. You don't want to see. You don't want to see NFC East.
I think Philly would run all over Dallas because Dallas has been so inconsistent all year that if they put two back-to-back really good games together, because they're gonna have to play a really, really good game tomorrow to win, almost perfect. I don't think they can do it 3 times in a row.
The only edge that I give to Dallas tomorrow is the fact that they're playing a rookie quarterback. And
I don't think it matters because
I don't know. Like it. Listen, I don't know much about the kid. I will admit that, but I will say, for a rookie quarterback to go into the playoffs and have stellar games,
doesn't happen. It doesn't happen.
It doesn't, and it's hard.
No rookie quarterback has ever taken a team to the Super Bowl.
That Dallas defense.
No, it's not.
The Dallas defense is not. The Dallas defense is not a slouch of a defense. It's not, and they can get pressure on this kid. They can get pressure on Purdy.
Not through that offensive line. That's one of the best offensive lines in the game.
Yeah, but it's the NFL, man, and that Dallas defense. That's not a terrible defense. It's really not.
It's not, but San Fran's good. San Fran is good, dude. I was watching the game where Jimmy G got hurt, and as soon as that kid stepped in after completing his first couple of passes, you just saw it. He through his eyes, he's got it. Whatever it is, you can tell he's got it. He just came out and picked up that offense like nothing happened. Like he'd been running it all year. And he's got the self-assuredness, confidence.
Yeah.
To back it up. Like he's just got it, and they fucking love him.
It's just there's something different about the playoffs, though. It's a completely different feel, and it's a completely different level.
Yeah, but they played last week. They played a
That's
better team
wild
than
card
Dallas
round.
did last week.
That's a wild card round.
They played a better
Pressure's
team than
completely
Dallas
different.
did last week.
Listen, I feel like, okay, do you think Minnesota's a fraud? Well, we'll start there. Do you think Minnesota's a fraud? Or
What's that?
Do you think Minnesota is a fraud, or do you think they're one of the better teams in the NFC?
Offensively, they're good.
No,
Their defense is
total
terrible.
team. Total team.
I'd say they're playoffs first round out, like what they did this year. That is what they
All
are.
right. All right.
Their record in
Because
the regular season was better than they are.
my point was going to be the Giants performed really well last week, but this week was a completely different field because it was the second round of the playoffs and not the first. And I know you don't want to think so, but each round that you progress, the pressure is different. The feeling is different. Whether you're a top
But I
tier
think a
team or
lot of
not.
today is Daniel Jones has never beat the Eagles.
I'm telling you, you can't put that on Daniel Jones.
I know. But this team under Daniel Jones, not that it's his fault, but I'm just saying, as a whole, nobody on this team has ever beaten the Eagles.
When's the last time the Giants won in Philadelphia, though?
10 years ago.
It's been a long time. So I don't want to put that on Daniel Jones. And like I said before, his receivers didn't create separation. His linemen didn't block for him. I don't know
if the receivers not getting separation was lack of effort. I think it was just lack of talent.
Lack of talent and lack of time. It's a combination.
Well, the receivers have all the time in the world. They have to get open for their quarterback. The offensive line didn't do a bad job protecting. It's just when Daniel Jones had to hold the ball.
The offensive line did a terrible job protecting. Daniel Jones was running for his life from the first quarter on.
I'm not saying they didn't get pressure because they're the number one sack team in the league by a lot this year.
He was running right from the start of the game. It was awful.
But like all in all, they didn't do a horrible job. A lot of the times that he was running is because the receivers couldn't get open. He had time in the pocket, 3-4 seconds, which is what you get, and then it starts to collapse, and he's got to move out, and the receiver still can't get open. The second drive they had second drive before he threw the pick. That first pass he threw, ended up completing it. He held the ball for 12 seconds before he fucking threw the ball.
And that's because of his legs, because he can move around.
And that's because the receivers couldn't fucking get open.
Mm-hmm. I'm telling you, man. I hope to God they get someone else this offseason. Do you think Odell goes back?
I think Odell signs with them.
Because I was talking to my pops about it, and he said that Odell said something about Mara. Was he said something about Mara that might prevent him from coming back? Did you hear anything about this? I didn't hear about this. I haven't looked it up yet.
No, I think he wants to be back in New York.
And that's what I say, man. He's been talking to Saquon a lot, and he keeps talking about how he would love to bring a championship to New York, and they need a number one. But is Odell a number one still? That's another question.
No, Odell's a slot. We get our number one through the draft.
Who?
I don't know. I haven't looked at the receivers coming out.
I mean, making it to the playoffs, we're not really a high draft pick anymore.
That's okay. You can get a decent receiver, somebody that can be a number one.
Yeah, I haven't really looked at draft stock this year, so I really don't know. Okay, so why don't we touch on the other game from earlier a little bit, because we're gonna just go crazy on the Giants here. I know the Jaguars kept it tight. I said it would be close at halftime. I said 17-14. It was 17-10. All right, and I thought that the Chiefs would run away with it in the second half. They didn't run away with it, but they did. They kept it 7-point lead. They won 27-20.
Right. A lot of that had to do with the Mahomes injury.
Yeah, and
he wasn't the same.
The one thing that stuck out to me was post game. Did you see what Sunshine did post game?
No.
So after the game, I keep calling him Sunshine because I forget his actual name.
Trevor Lawrence.
So after the game, he goes to the tunnel. He's the first one through the tunnel, and then he stops and he turns around and he waits for all his players. gives him a handshake, gives him a hug, tells him, great job, great season, all that. Like showed true leadership qualities. Do you see this kid as someone who is going to be a top tier quarterback in the league in the next few years?
Yes.
Because judging by that right there and his gameplay over the last 2 weeks in the postseason, I think this kid's going to be special.
Yes, I've thought that since college.
I think this kid, his team's going to buy into him because of something like that. It's the
Why
small
do you
things, the
think
little
I
things.
wanted the Giants to tank a couple years ago to fucking get this kid? This was his first loss on a Saturday ever.
Yeah.
Never lost in college on a Saturday. Never lost in the pros on Saturday. Never lost in high school on a Saturday.
And he fought hard and he almost came back.
Yep.
And he did it last week too. He had that comeback last Saturday.
Now just think. Next year they get Calvin Ridley back.
Yeah. Yeah, and clearly Doug Peterson's going to be there again.
Yep.
Dude's a good coach. We know as Giants fans he's a good fucking coach.
Yep.
We know he can coach a team.
And he coaches quarterbacks really well. It's
sure.
a perfect fit for him to have this kid.
Yeah. So if you're a Jaguars fan, man, I think you got good things coming. And if you are undecided on your favorite NFL team, number one,
Can't go wrong with the Giants.
I highly suggest the New York Giants. Highly suggest. Saquon Barkley's good dude. Danny Dimes, he's only going up from here.
We got a lot of decisions to make this offseason.
Let's go. And Dayball, he's a great fucking coach. I mean, it's like we said earlier today, man. It's been a good year. We can't complain. I would have liked for it to be a little bit tighter of a game.
I wish we would have gone out fighting. Yes, fighting instead of that. Whatever that was.
If we had a couple more scores in the second half and made it a little tighter, cool. I would have liked that a lot more. Yeah, what would we give up? 10 points in the second half? But I think part of that is because Philly kind of slowed down and they tried to burn out the clock.
Yep.
But our defense didn't show up, which kind of sucks because it's the first time
anybody showed up today.
It's the first time all season that the whole defense played together, and we were stoked about that. We're like, oh yeah, man, that front's going to be great. Our DBs are all there. Fuck, this is going to be a great game. How about it? And then that first play where he threw it.
To Devonta Smith.
Yeah, where he beat Love. I was like, there's the tone. But remember, I messaged you back. I responded to you, and I was like, listen, man, this is how last week went with Minnesota. They drove down the field fairly easy, and we responded in kind. We drove down the field and scored a touchdown, and then we were back to even.
And we both knew after the second touchdown, it was lights out.
Well, I knew after the missed fourth down conversion. I said, that's the tone setter. That's what it is right there. That's the tone setter.
Yep, that's rough.
Game.
But
that's game when you miss that. If he got that fourth down conversion, he looked like a genius. We would have been singing a completely different tune this time.
Oh, 100%. He's going to catch heat for it, but like I said, I can understand why you do it.
He was playing with house money. That's it. That's the only explanation. He knew it. The owners knew it. GMs knew it.
The only people that didn't were the fucking players.
The players. How confused do you think they were? How confused do you think they were when they went out on that field? And then he's like, 4th and 8, let's go for it. And they're like, wait a minute, what? We're not bringing the punting unit out for this? What's going on here? How confused do you think those players were? I don't think the players were ready for that 4th and 8. I don't think they had the confidence they were gonna convert that. I don't
think they had the confidence they were gonna win this game, and it showed.
That too. It's something.
And the sad thing is, the fans did. If the players would have gone into this game with the same mentality that a lot of the fan base had,
oh my god, yeah, because
they may not have won, but it would have been a hell of a game. It would have been close.
It was reminiscent of the 07 Super Bowl run.
Yes,
the way
100%.
Everything was lining up. I mean, we started out the season
100%.
great, so it was a little bit different, but the build up throughout the year, like everything just started clicking better. Everything started clicking.
Yep. Only up from here, though. Only up from here.
Yeah.
Got a long off season now, and gonna be a lot of chirping from Eagles fans for the rest of the week. So
for sure,
we'll get ready for that.
But you know
I know
what?
I work with a couple of them.
I don't know about you, but I'm going to say it here. Congratulations, Eagles fans. Good job. Good season. We'll see you next season. Good luck next week because you're going to fucking need it. Must be nice to beat a division rival in the divisional round of the playoffs by that much. So I tip my hat to you.
Yes.
I tip my hat to you, and I
GGs.
hope you guys enjoy the next round of the playoffs because it's going to be a tough one.
Can't say I'm rooting for you.
It's going to be a tough
Fuck,
one.
what are you going to do if Dallas
Go
does
49ers.
win tomorrow? Who do we root for then?
I think I hate the Dallas Cowboys less than the Eagles. I do.
Oh, wow.
Listen, there's just something about Philadelphia. Dallas is at least a Texas team. I enjoy Texas. I like what Texas stands for. I hate everything about Philadelphia. I'm sorry if I have any listeners in
But
Philadelphia.
okay.
I hate your city. I hate it. I hate it. I do.
Which fan base is worse though? Because they're both pretty fucking toxic and bad.
Well, Dallas thinks that they're the bee's knees. They think they're America's team. But did you hear about what happened with the Giants Hotel in Philly?
No.
Oh, water main break. They couldn't shower. They couldn't use water at their hotel. That's a notorious Philly thing, man.
I think Bill Belichick does that shit too.
I think Philly's fucking bad, man. I just don't like anything Philly. I hate it. I hate Philly. I've been to Philly a couple of times. I hate going there. I think it's the worst experience you could have. And I've driven the Cross Bronx Expressway or whatever the fuck you want to call it, going through New York. I'm not a fan of that, but I hate going to Philly even more. Nothing I hate more than going to Philly. Can't stand it. I just can't do it. I don't like it.
Man.
And I'm a Pennsylvanian, man.
I don't know. I'm gonna have to root hard for San Francisco tomorrow. Because of Dallas, I don't know. I don't know. God damn.
Listen, yeah, you're gonna have to root hard for San Francisco. That's your mom's team. And our boy Tommy, he's a 49ers fan. Tried and true, through and through, since we were young. So good luck to y'all. I hope y'all beat the pants off of fucking Dallas. I really do. As for the rest of tomorrow's slate, which is who's the AFC game? It's the Bills and the
Buffalo.
The who? The Bengals? The Bengals? Yeah. Okay. Go Bengals. Y'all heard our picks yesterday. We hope
Bills
you
Mafia
enjoy.
rise up.
If you didn't listen to the Saturday episode of the Nonsense Deep Thoughts podcast, go back and listen to that. At the end of the episode, we gave you all of our NFL picks for the divisional round. We hope you enjoyed today's picks. This is our late night Saturday recording, early Sunday. I hope you listen and enjoy the show. Maybe we're gonna.
At least there were no tears.
Yeah, there were no tears. That's a good thing, man. That's a good thing, man. But we're gonna try to make a regular thing out of this, though. I mean, I think the sports side of things will be separate to save those of you who don't enjoy it, because we really do. What you think, Home Slice?
I think it's been a rough night, and I'm done for the night.
It's time for bed. Well, hey, tell your brother I said hello, and I hope he's doing well. And he better.
Let's go Mets.
He better catch up on the episodes and chop on, baby. Chop on. It's almost baseball season. It's almost time for pitchers to report, right?
A couple weeks.
I guess you're not taking off for the Super Bowl.
Nah. I might take a little bit of PTO to see, depending on who's playing, but we'll see.
Okay. Well, you're always invited over to my pops' place. We're gonna do a Super Bowl party, regardless of who's in it. So, just letting you know.
Alrighty.
All right. So until next time, guys, be good and enjoy your sports.
Later.
All right, y'all. It's the Nonsense and Deep Thoughts podcast.